Hello, my name is Sean Curry, and this is Pitch Feedback Second Pass for Project and Portfolio 5. So it's a 2D side-scroller, a lot like Sonic the Hedgehog, except for the player slows down time rather than simply speeding up the player himself. This will be a challenge for players to get to the end of every level without the Harris family interfering constantly and stopping Chronos, who is otherwise really slow and honestly wouldn't get past the enemies without his time-controlling abilities. So what does the player do? All the levels will be a 2D side-scroller, mostly like Sonic the Hedgehog. Players move from left to right, moving the screen to the left, and there will be all kinds of hidden items like Sonic's, but rather than saying speeding up Sonic, it would slow down time longer. And of course the main objective is to get to the end of every level, including bosses, and continuing the 2D side-scroll that will progressively get harder. The player's idea for the character here is that he would slow down to help speed the character up. So like Beautiful Joe, it simply kind of makes the enemy stop, so it makes the player look like he's going faster than he really is. If you've ever played Beautiful Joe or even Braid, then you have a good idea of how this looks. Braid's dynamics were, well, there were multiple ways to control time within a game. The challenge here is the player would have a finite amount of time to slow things down. If you waste it and you're stuck in a situation you're in, you might need to rewind time or might be out of power altogether and might just need to fight the enemies slowly. Even the Prince of Persia has a rewind ability that makes everything look slow too. Remember playing it? Running across a wall, you fall, and you have to rewind, go back. Even there, it has a slow down ability that even Chronos would be able to use, sort of like Prince of Persia. The idea of Beautiful Joe's quick jumps, like seen here when he uses slow, shows an example of a character moving fast. A player can use his ability to fight or just continue on. I show it here using how the Beautiful Joe can also be used in the art style, where I show the same clips here. Like, they literally use the same exact clips for most of the slow down time, making the art more than likely a lot easier. Like most games, when you think about it, players' interactions with the game will obviously make the player's experience grow as they play more. So with increasing amounts of levels completed, they become much more difficult. And like the image is shown, the levels progressions will also incorporate changes of scenery to try to help show that things look more intense, so that the player can not only feel the game getting harder, but it looks like it's getting harder too. You can see here a simple progression of difficulty in just the level itself. Player fights an enemy, then goes through a platform, and maybe has to fight two enemies, then a puzzle, etc., until the level gets harder and harder until it's completed. And then, like most games, the next level would most likely be longer and even harder than the first, or the one before it. And of course, the bosses themselves will incorporate themselves in a way that, fire level has fire boss, ice boss has, or ice level has ice boss. As well as every boss has a weakness. You need to find it, exploit it, and the harder the bosses get, the harder it'll be to find the weakness or even exploit it, maybe. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. This is my pitch for Chronos the Turtle, and I truly believe this was could not only be a fun game to make, but a really fun game to play. Thank you for watching, and keep on gaming, everyone.